Assalamualaikum. Well, the good news is that the demonstrations have been called off. There was some negotiation between the new government and the leaders of the demonstrations, who'd called for lots of demonstrations and even killing of prominent people like the judges, the prime minister, the main people in the army. So that's been called off. And so we were on lockdown within the compound until about lunchtime. Then we were said that we could actually go out, so that's good news. Life can return to normal. We can plan the next week as normal, which is good news. This is Pakistan. This is what I was told to expect. But alhamdulillah, thankfully, everything's been fine. Been very safe in this environment, been well looked after, enough provisions, all that sort of stuff. So nothing really to worry about. There's things to do here, so I might venture out shortly, just enjoying the late afternoon. Might venture out and just practice a bit of squash or play some pool, and just chill a bit. I've got an online course later on. And lots of work still to do. But the funny thing was that certainly first thing in the morning and in the early part of the morning, when I got up, because we're enforced to stay here, we've been instructed we cannot leave under any circumstances. There was just a weird sense of how things are, and not quite being captive, but just being in a more of a environment where it's artificial. So it just felt quite odd. And then once we were told that we could safely go out, I just felt like, well, I want to go out now. Just, for the sake of it. But, I'm under strict instructions from the boss overseas just to stay put today. So I'm being a good boy and staying put today. But yeah, it was just a strange sense of, more sense of unreality than generally living in Islamabad is. So, but I'm glad for the moment our environment is going to improve. Obviously, the people who've been affected and the people at the centre of the court case, things are going to still carry on for them. But for the rest of us, there is the semblance of trying to get back to normality. So, so do remember us in your prayers. Inshallah, catch up soon. Assalamualaikum. Here's a snippet from my evening course on science and scientism.
But even if a scientific experiment works within the parameters of your paradigm, does not necessitate that the paradigm itself is perfect. It could later on be that you receive information